Greetings, boys, girls, and gender rebels. Today, you are joining me for a makeup tutorial. But the actually exciting part of this tutorial is going to be me showing you how to make your own foundation colors for fantasy race skin tones. The basic principle of this is mixing cosmetic grade pigments into foundation until you come up with the exact color you're looking for. Now, I came up with this technique whilst searching desperately for a green body paint that wasn't like a bright Kelly or dark emerald green. The color I'm looking for today is a kind of pastel greeny blue. But I think the possibilities of this are fairly varied. You could paint your skin gold with this technique should you wish to. There's only a few basic things that you're going to need for the foundation portion of this tutorial, and that is a basic full coverage light toned liquid foundation, and then a bunch of cosmetic grade mica pigments in whatever colors you want. You can search Etsy or eBay for these. Make sure they are cosmetic grade or higher though. They shouldn't be more than a few dollars each. And then the final thing that you need is basically just a transparent setting powder, just to make sure that the foundation stays whatever color you want it to be. Don't use like a skin tone setting powder, obviously, because that's going to be weird. I'm not sure how these mica pigments will blend with a darker toned foundation, but I actually do think that using a light foundation on darker skin tones for this technique will work. But I don't have dark skin to test this. So if you do and you end up trying this, please leave that information down in the comments section. I'll highlight your comment so that anybody who also has dark skin looking for this information is able to find it. Or heck, please make your own video to show how it looks if it does work. The only example I am able to give is myself. Sorry about that. All my friends live on the internet, so I can't invite anybody over for a swatch test. Now, this is actually a fairly time-consuming process. I spent about 25 minutes slowly mixing in powder and testing the color on my skin as I went. Because the foundation is full cover, it will provide a great light opaque background for the pigment. Basically like applying a white primer to your eyelid before you put eyeshadow on, but this also means that you can't accurately see what color the foundation is in the container. Only when you actually swipe it on your skin and it is dry will you accurately be able to see what it looks like. So you have to test it a lot as you go. The video actually shows the foundation as being closer to the color that it is than it looks in person, as the camera perceives light differently to the human eye. So in person, as you're mixing it, yours will likely vary or be a little lighter than this appears. In the end, I dumped 2 full containers of green, so around 10 grams, along with at least half a teaspoon of blue and a few dashes of yellow. Having color theory does help with this, but I do not have color theory. I really just kept messing around until I found something that I liked. And there you have it. A little jar of fantasy skin tone that doesn't cake like oil paint and can be blended with regular makeup. So you can use all your normal makeup products on top of this. Alright, with that done, now for the putting stuff on bit. You can apply this foundation the same way you'd apply any foundation really. I personally like spackling it on with a brush, then blending it out with a beauty blender, but straight up smearing it on with my hands is a method I dig too. Next up, I wanted to add some texture to my skin. Now, this is a fantasy race here, so there's no reason you can't add cool patterns like spots and freckles, that sort of thing. Just because orcs have been flat green forever doesn't mean yours has to be. This is a fantasy race. It can be whatever you want. I started adding some highlights to my collarbone. This was largely because I was too lazy to paint my arms and I wanted to vaguely blend my pink arms in with my chest, but honestly, I think it failed, so you don't have to copy this bit unless you specifically like it. The same can be said for all of this tutorial, by the way. Only copy the bits you like. Here I am using the same foundation that the pigment is mixed into to add pale pink freckles. I love mixing pink and green together, so I wanted to focus on those 2 colors. But honestly, feel free to go wild here. Bright blue freckles? Scales? It's all good. After applying whatever you want your base skin to look like, coat yourself in transparent setting powder. It looks white now, but you'll brush the extra off, and what's against your skin will be clear once set. After 5 to 10 minutes, brush the excess powder off with a fluffy brush. Now it's time to apply makeup on top. I start by using my standard blush, but it's more of a coral tone, which looks great on my normal skin, but brown on my green skin. So I swap to a bright red blush and it looks far better. You'll probably have some trial and error finding the right colors too. So I suggest swatching on your wrist or something before applying directly to your face. I kept my makeup fairly simple. I mostly wanted to do this tutorial to show you how to make the foundation, so I just blush my cheeks, my nose, and my lips. I wanted to keep the green base for the lips, but have it blend into the pink inside my mouth. So I put some blush on the inner part of my lips with my finger, then using a thin brush, add a few lines along the natural pucker wrinkles on my lips. I then decided I wanted to add freckles to my boobs because they were boring. I then added mascara, which I don't think is possible to do without opening your mouth at least a few times. I wasn't sure what to do next, so I decided to add some black eyeliner. You can't go wrong with black eyeliner. I then decided there wasn't enough going on, so I made the spots on my lips far more clear. I decided I didn't like that, so I blended them out by making them lots of spots with a sponge. Then the final step, I used some liquid eyeliner to change my eye shape. This is hard because you have to try and get them the same, but it really helps with cosplay. Practice this one a lot. I should practice it more really myself. Pop in your prosthetic tusks, which you can learn how to make in another of my videos. I'll put a link on screen right now. Then you're good to go. Thank you for watching, bunnies! I hope you picked up some useful tips. You may have noticed I've recently removed monetization from my channel because I hate ads. But if you dig my work and you want to see me thrive in this weird internet industry, consider checking out my Patreon. The link is in the description. From the bottom of my little black heart, thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next time. Goodbye! Rawr.